and welcome to the Grace A. Dow Memorial Library. I'm Melissa Barnard, the Library Director. Thank you all so much for coming to help us celebrate the reopening of the lower level. We are so excited to have you, and we just think that you're just going to have a beautiful, beautiful experience this afternoon because we have gone from flooded to fabulous. And I hope you stay after the ceremony today and wander around, participate in some of our activities, and enjoy refreshments in the community room. You know, it's been a really long, long journey. Our staff has worked very hard to continue providing services through this year, and they also helped a lot in getting the library set up so we could open. We actually had a soft opening about 2 weeks ago, and it went very, very well, so we're really, really pleased. Well, you know, there always is a red lining when there is a disaster, and our red lining is that we were able to re-envision the youth area after the flood. And I'm telling you, we had lots and lots of ideas. In fact, so many ideas that we just didn't know what to do with them. So we were very fortunate that we worked with the staff at WTA Architects and Space, and they took our ideas and added some other really great ideas. And today you see the reality of all that we've done working together. And along with Three Rivers Corporation, we now are better than ever. You know, those first few days were really tough. It was really hard to watch all of our stuff be dragged out of here, watching those shelves go down, those books go out. But one day, very early on, we had a visitor. And that visitor was Mayor Donker. No surprise, right? She brought with her hugs and chocolate. And you know what? That was absolutely the most perfect thing she could have done. So thank you, Mayor Donker.
Well, on behalf of all of us on council, I want to tell you how excited we are to be here today. This is just wonderful. I think some of our youngest citizens are also very excited about the reopening of this youth services, as are their parents. And I think they maybe have been not quite patiently waiting, but waiting, and now today they get to thoroughly enjoy it. When you look around you and just look at this room, it's hard to believe that a year ago, almost to the day, a year ago, that this was devastated by flooding. And when you see what it looks like today, it's pretty tremendous. This past year, I read a book. Well, I read a couple of books, but I read this book. And it's called For the Love of Cities. It's by Peter Gagayama. And in it, he talks about love notes. And so I would like to read just a little portion of it for you because it meant a lot to me when I read it. And I read it on a plane, as you can see with my luggage check right there. Here's what he says. A love note is something that endears a place to its residents, something that makes them smile or feel at ease, something that provides them with an emotional connection to their place. Love notes can be big or they can be small. Some are planned and some are created by cities, and some occur organically, and some come from the work that we do as citizens to give a little something back to our beloved city. When I think about our library, it has been a love note to all of us since the very beginning. And when you think about this refurbishing, this restoration of this lower level, again, that was a love note. So I want to say thank you so much to the Herbert and Grace A. Dow Foundation, to our friends of the library, and to the individual citizens who have donated to make this love note possible for all of us. It is truly wonderful. It's truly wonderful. And I also want to say thank you to Melissa and to her fabulous staff who have kept things going for this past year to make their library experience still a wonderful experience, even though they couldn't enjoy this lower level. So I think if you listen to the noise, I think the library is back up to full speed. So what a wonderful way to celebrate it by being here with all of you and the children who are here to enjoy it. Thank you.
Well, back in June, July, the then interim city manager, Dave Keenan, and I were grappling with the estimated costs to repair the lower level based on what the insurance was going to bring in. It was a little stressful, wasn't it, Dave? Just a little. But we were so thankful because the Herbert H. and Grace A. Dow Foundation stepped up once again and showed their love and commitment for this community and for this library. The foundation granted the library $400,000 towards the restoration. And I'm telling you, Dave and I slept a lot better after we received that donation. And we were able at that point to start planning to repair the lower level. The move started going, and we were so pleased. So thank you again to the foundation, and I'd like to welcome up Mike Whiting, the president of the Herbert H. and Grace A. Dow Foundation.
Can we raise this a little? I'm a little taller than the two previous speakers. Okay. All right. Maybe you can hear me anyway. This is a really happy moment for us, too. When we heard about the flood damage here, we knew this was something that we were going to be involved in. Janae and I talked about it Monday. It happened on a Friday and Saturday. We talked about it on Monday, and we knew there was a lot of damage. We sort of suspected the insurance wasn't going to cover all of it, and we just made up our minds we were going to make this whole. This is, after all, the Grace A. Dow Memorial Library. She is the founder of the Herbert and Grace Dow Foundation. She was, I've got to look at this, she was served on the library board for 42 years. This was something that was very near and dear to her heart. We did not build this library per se. The city built this library, but the city chose to name it after Grace Dow, it's really the only building in Midland, I think, that's named after just Grace Dow. So this is a really special place to us. We have been making grants to this library since 1949. We made our first grant that year of $994. So numbers were a little smaller back then. But if you come by here on a beautiful summer afternoon, the parking lot is almost full. And that just tells you what an unbelievable place this is. I'd be out in the golf course, but there are people here that come to the library. The services here are just amazing, and it's just such a dynamic place. We just love this place. And Melissa, you could have picked an easier last year of your career than this. She's retiring June 30th, so you can retire in knowing that the library's in fantastic shape. So thank you very much for all you've done.
Well, we knew the Friends of the Library also have a great deal of love and affection for this library. After all, they put on those fantastic used book sales and work so hard to make them successful. The Friends Board did donate to the library $100,000 towards the restoration, and I was just overwhelmed. The donation practically brought tears to my eyes because I know how hard they work for every dollar they have. So we appreciate very much their generosity in helping us become whole again in the lower level. Today, representing the Friends of the Library Board is Sandy Lehman. Sandy, come on up.
Good afternoon. It's been great for the Friends to be an ongoing support to this wonderful resource for many years. And as the book sales and some generous donations, we actually had a rainy day fund. Yeah, I know that's bad. But anyways, I know that flood last June created a lot of havoc and heartache for a lot of our friends and neighbors, including our wonderful local library. So the Friends were very glad to be able to provide a donation. And to those of you who have children here, you know what a great resource it is. And for people like me whose children are grown, don't we have some fantastic memories of bringing our toddler to check out books and sign up for the summer reading program and those wonderful one-time programs, or even bringing a carload of middle schoolers to the library to get resources for the dreaded school group projects. But anyways, you know, we really are very thankful for this local library. And again, the Friends were just pleased to be part of this. And thank you for the library staff that just made the library function during this very difficult past year. Thank you for all the generous donors. Thank you for the contractors that worked so hard. And thank you for just everyone. And enjoy the new, well, not new facility, but it sort of is new.
I'm going to bring Diane Middleton up from the Chamber of Commerce for our ribbon cutting. And as she makes her way up here, I want to introduce you to our ribbon cutters. These are our faithful patrons of the library, right, girls? So this is the Powell family. And I have Emma and Maggie and Maylee and Ellie. So we welcome them and are so excited they are here to cut the ribbon on behalf of all the children in Midland. Diane?
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity to be here and cut a ribbon, which we will do in just a few moments. We do have a few presentations to make before we do that. But on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce, thank you so much for allowing us to be a piece of this ceremony. This is really, really exciting. In a community where education is such a priority, this facility is a gem. It really is. For children, for families, for individuals, but also to the business community. It's critical for our businesses to have community assets so that we can attract and retain a quality workforce. And this library is certainly a part of that endeavor. And we thank everyone who has played a role in making this happen today, especially the area local foundations that have helped to resource this project. We really appreciate all of that help. And with that, we have a couple of chamber ambassadors to come forward and make some presentations. So Dave Bailey and Missy Fryer. And we'll bring you up again.
We'll bring you up. On behalf of the chamber, we want to present you with this plaque. Commemorate your special day here. Everything turned out good. So you can hang that in your office for about 2 weeks and then do whatever you want with it after that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Also, on behalf of all of the chambers, in this book is all of our business cards. So if you were ever need anything, hopefully we won't ever have to go through this again. But if you need anything, you know where to call. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay, so all of those individuals who are going to be a part of the ribbon cutting, if you want to stand behind the red ribbon, come on up here. Would you like us in front of
board members.
You'd like us in front of the doors here?
Yep, right in
so
here.
We need to move this.
Library board members,
Right.
come on in.
I want to move your equipment.
How are you? Thanks for coming, Sean.
Good to see you.
The girls want to come right here in the middle. We're hoping to
Elizabeth or Melissa, do you want to come up here?
I sure do.
Hold that. One of you girls, do you want to hold on to it right there? Maybe Mary, you can hold on to it. So it looks nice. So the girls can cut the ribbon.
Okay, can you all get your hands on the scissors? Let them take a picture.
1, 2, 3, everybody look right here. Okay, go ahead and 1, 2, 3, cut that ribbon.
Is that your first ribbon cutting? Yeah. You did an excellent job.
girls want to keep this ribbon? Sure. You can have a moment.
I just want to remind them.
Make a ribbon from your hair. All right.
I just have to move it.
Thank you again for coming. Please head to the community room through the youth services area for refreshments and take a look around and participate in some of our activities. MCTV is open with some activities going on. We've got our computer lab with some things going on in there. So please enjoy yourself. And again, thank you so much for your support of the Grace A. Dow Memorial Library.